All right.
Dude, I have a bad habit of sleeping on my stomach like this and it fucks
really?
my shoulder up, yeah.
Oh, shit. It doesn't fuck up your lower back?
Yeah.
A little bit?
But I think I've kind of gotten used to, like, this position from, like, surfing.
Oh, shit, okay.
Because, like, my back is pretty much always arched like this.
That's why surfers always fucking walk around like this.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, guys, so we're about to get started. This is the homie Jerm. Do you go by Jerm? Do people call you Jerm? Can I call you Jerm?
I think my girlfriend's grandma called me that.
Oh, really? There we go.
Germs.
Nice. All right. Hawkins, right?
Yeah.
Jeremy Hawkins. Shit. Sick. So we're doing like this whole back piece, pretty much like Japanese inspired. Where'd you get the idea, bro? It's like,
honestly, I've always been kind of fascinated by like the Japanese culture ever since like I was a little kid. So, I mean, we've done like quite a bit of tattoos already. Like this is like what, our 5th or 6th session or something like that.
I'd be probably even more.
Yeah, probably even more than that. I forget, but I think like like my arm sleeve that we just recently did. The whole meaning behind like the entire arm sleeve was like a lot more personal, and it had a lot to do with like childhood and growing up and like trauma and all that stuff. So, not saying that this tattoo doesn't have as much like significance, but it's a little bit more on the funner side.
Oh yeah.
So, but I think like it does have some meaning to it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I've always been intrigued by the Japanese culture, but like just kind of like the samurai, way of life. Like,
yeah, I know you've been you train. I mean, we met for the first time at a classic fight team, which is a Muay Thai school, right? Muay Thai school.
Yeah, the classic's mainly known for Muay Thai.
Right, right. I trained jiu-jitsu there under Sid Scrub back when he used to be the coach there. Now he has his own spot. But anyways, so I met Jeremy there training jiu-jitsu. Super cool cat. Found out I did tattoos, and then now we're here on our 50th tattoo or some shit.
Something like that, yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's up there, bro.
I think I remember your very first class you had come in too, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I do remember, like, if it wasn't the first, it was at least like probably like one of the first 5
maybe,
or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think I'd been training jiu-jitsu for like maybe like a month.
Shit. Yeah, I remember you ended up fucking competing like right after that, like fucking right? Like,
yeah.
Just started jumping in there.
I think I did like the first competition after training for like, I think it might have been a little bit over a year,
but
year and a half or something like that.
You're mainly, you would say your background is, obviously you're way well-rounded, but your background is more so Muay Thai, right? Like you started off striking.
Yeah. So I started off striking. My first Muay Thai coach was a guy named Alex.
Nice. Where's he out of?
So he's originally from Brazil. Long story short, he moved back to Brazil now, but a lot of people know him by Sonder.
Yeah.
He used to train at King's MMA. I think he has his black belt under Rafael for Muay Thai. He's a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu too.
Nice.
So back when I was like, I'm sober now, but when I used to go downtown a lot, and I'd go out to the bars, and I would always see Shondell, and he used to be a bouncer at one of the bars that I used to go to. So anyways, after kind of having a couple conversations with him, I found out like he, had done martial arts his entire life, and he was teaching Muay Thai, and I would always see him, and he's like, oh, come train, and I would always say, yeah, I'll come, and a couple months went by, and I would always see him out, and I'd always just be all fucked up, just talking out of my ass, like, yeah, I'll be there, bro.
Yeah,
I'll be there, you know, on Monday morning, but, you know, I'd be hungover and not make it. But I finally made it, and started training with him, and from there it was pretty much a wrap.
Awesome.
I got addicted to it from pretty much the beginning.
Fuck yeah, bro. It's fucking sick. Now, what would you say, what was the main reason why you started training? Was it more so of like self-improvement, or was it more so like, man, I just want to learn how to fuck people up, or self-defense, or like what?
I don't think it definitely had anything to do with self-improvement.
No.
To be completely honest, because at the time, like when I first started training, like I said, I'm sober. I got sober probably, what was it? It was March 2020. Decided to put everything down. So now I'm going on 6 years, but.
Fuck yeah, congrats, bro. Good
Thank you, appreciate it. But so as far as like self-improvement goes, like, you know, when I was meeting him downtown and saying that I was going to train, I finally did training. Like, I was not on the self-improvement route by a fucking long shot. So I think it was more so like I thought it was cool, and I wanted to be able to defend myself. And I think it all kind of flashes back to, you know, maybe the couple fights that you've gotten in when you were a teenager where you got your ass whooped or whatever, which I've lost plenty of them. So
Same.
I think it had to do with, A, I don't want to get my ass kicked again, and 2, I thought it was just cool.
Awesome. Fucking sick, bro. Oh yeah. Now, would you say, you said you've been sober for 6 years? 6 years
Yeah,
now?
so March 2020. So yeah, this March will be 6 years, yeah.
Fuck yeah, bro. So obviously, like the whole martial arts aspect of it kind of probably drove you in that direction a little bit, right? Kind of gave you the structure, kind of.
I mean,
a little bit.
Honestly, like I started training with Shondell. Was doing that for a couple years, kind of fell off because things started kind of getting out of hand, as far as like partying and using and shit like that.
Okay.
So I got sober in March 2020. Fast forward like maybe 6 months later, I decided, you know, I had 6 months of sobriety under my belt, and I was able to kind of, you know, get my normal, I guess, emotions back in check, and my head on straight.
Wait, so you were like on the fucking deep end then? Like,
yeah,
you were
dude.
Straight up just.
It was, things got pretty bad towards the end.
Like psychosis type shit?
It was just,
like,
I was partying. When I say partying, I was drinking. I was doing a lot of drugs. So a lot of coke. And pretty much anything else you can imagine.
Okay.
But everything was getting out of control.
Yeah,
And
right.
as cliche as it sounds, I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired, dude.
Okay.
I know everyone's heard that saying. And
Hey, man.
I guess, and it's one of those sayings that I've heard prior to getting sober too, and I was like, what kind of bullshit is that? But
Yeah.
once you're actually living in it, and you know what I
Right.
mean, you're really fucking going through it, and you get sick and tired of being sick and tired. Only people that have, you know, walked that path can really understand, like,
Right.
what, just the significance, like, behind that saying and how much it actually really means.
Right. But the thing that kind of like trips me out is like the awareness, right? Because people can be at their fucking lowest of the low and still not even know
Yeah.
what they're doing, and still deny, like, you know, oh no, they're good, you know what I mean? And they're like doing crazy shit, like stealing from their mom or stealing from their friends or whatever, you know, trying to get their fix or whatever it may be, you know.
Well, it's because they're not ready yet.
Okay.
They haven't hit
Yeah,
and I can, you know, everyone's different, you know what I mean, but I can only speak for myself. But
okay.
you know, if someone's still doing that kind of shit, it's because they're not ready yet.
So would you say it's more so like life hasn't smacked them in the face yet, or something?
If I would go off personal experience, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you care to share what you went through personally that kind of made you? You don't necessarily have to, but
No, we're good. We're good. Yeah. That like kind of led to the partying and the using and stuff like that.
Oh no, like just like the whole idea of like what was the moment that made you think like, okay, fuck, like I need to stop this?
I'm trying to think here.
Or was it like more so like a culmination of like?
Yeah, I don't think it was. Well, I guess it would be a little bit of both. So,
Okay.
I mean, after you're going for a while, when you're just going on benders every weekend and you're drinking and you're mixing that with, you know, drugs and substances and stuff like that, like, for me personally, I would go for days at a time and, you know, come Monday morning or Tuesday morning, because I called off Monday morning, when it's time to, you know, go back to work and, you know, be quote unquote normal, you're going to be coming down from all that shit.
Oh.
And all that stuff kind of hits you. And I mean, that was happening like on a continuous basis, dude.
Oh,
like,
shit.
I was, you know, first it started off like Friday night, you know what I mean? And then it would just, you know, I would do it on the weekends.
Right.
And then slowly it would turn into, maybe I can start on Thursday, maybe I can start on Wednesday and Tuesday and, you know, the weekdays. And then there wasn't a limit. So I think just kind of going on those benders and coming down and doing stupid shit while you're on them.
Right.
Pretty much just, you know, just burning your bridges, dude.
Just pain, huh?
Just not being a good person, dude.
Okay.
Being a shitty boyfriend, being a shitty dad.
Okay.
Just not handling.
So you had your daughter already at this point. You were.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and it
how,
wasn't
how
like
was your daughter at this stage of
well,
your
she's
life?
10 now, so I don't know.
Oh, so you said you've been sober for 6 years.
Yeah. So anything prior to that.
Okay.
So
she was around like 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Back then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and it wasn't like I was like completely absent or anything like that. You know what I mean? There was times
but you
where
weren't at your
I
100.
definitely was not completely present and not being the dad I was supposed to be.
Okay.
But it was kind of hard because I wasn't being good to myself. You know what I mean? So it's like you kind of have to take care of yourself in order to take care of anyone else.
100%, man.
So
yeah. And that's half of it, right? Just being present, you know, and like, I mean, just being there. But your kid, like, even when I smoke weed, bro, this is why I feel bad. This is the only reason why I want to quit smoking weed. Just because, like, when I smoke and my son's around, he'll like look at me and he'll be like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" You know, like, so it's like, fuck, man, like, damn, I can't, because I'm California sober. I haven't drank in fucking, you know, over 2 years now, but now it's like, fuck, I might quit smoking just because you know, like I want to be present, you know what I mean, or at least limit it to when I'm going to sleep or something, you know, like
yeah. Well, it's kind of interesting that you say that, because like me growing, like I started smoking weed when I was 13.
Okay.
And I smoked weed my entire life, dude.
Okay.
And it wasn't up until probably my daughter was on the way.
Okay.
That like I wasn't taking anything, like I wasn't taking shit serious. But when she was on her way or whatever, and I'd noticed, and it was kind of a trip, because like I would burn and I would start to think a lot more than what I used to.
Okay.
And like eventually it got to a point where I would smoke and I would like almost like freak out on myself, like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you gotta get on the way, you're getting high, like you need to stop. So
and all the stresses of life start fucking creeping in, and in your mind and stuff like that.
So I would smoke, and like I pretty much, long story short, like I would get paranoid and I would trip out on myself because I had a daughter on the way, and it's like,
dude, I tell people all the time, I'm waiting for that day to happen to me so I can be like, oh, I gotta stop this.
Yeah.
I mean, it happened to me once, but I think I just got over it. But
and I mean, I don't have anything against smoking weed.
That's good, bro. That's awesome that you fucking, you know, you gain the awareness to like better yourself and, you know, start moving in the right direction, bro. That's fucking crazy. Because, you know, a lot of people, they don't, especially when they use those hard type of drugs, bro, they don't, that shit, you know, gets you, bro. You know? A lot of people have a hard time trying to shake it off, and, you know, I'm glad you were able to, you know?
Yeah, things got pretty serious, dude.
Yeah.
I'm definitely grateful that I made it out in one piece. If I wouldn't have, and back to another, you know, cliche kind of a thing, or some a cliche saying that you've already heard, but
Right.
if I wouldn't have gotten sober when I gotten sober, and if I kept going, like, there's only two places I would have ended up.
Right.
And
Right.
I would have been in jail or I would be dead.
Right.
So,
Shit. Well, again, bro, I'm glad that you gained the awareness, and I'm sure your daughter and your family is super stoked on that. You know, that
Yeah.
you're able to pivot. You know what I mean? So like I said, bro, not everybody gets to, you know, gain that awareness, and you know, some people even gain the awareness and they still can't, you know, because it affects them down to like a not like a neurological level, like a biological level, you know, and it starts fucking with their, like, you know, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but you know, it's a disease at that point, right?
yeah,
Like, but yeah, so if you don't mind me asking, bro, like, this is for all the people that, you know, that are sort of in that boat, you know, trying to shake off addiction or whatever. What do you think kind of led you to using, or what do you think led you to that path of drug use?
If I'm completely 100% honest, I think it really all boils down to just childhood trauma.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people can relate to that. You know, everyone has a story, everyone has a background or whatever. But
right.
for me personally, a lot of the choices that I made that led me into addiction all stem from my childhood.
Okay. Yeah, and that's what like, you know, we kind of got to be aware of, right? You know, we can't just look at everybody like you know, even homeless people outside. You know, everybody's got a story that everybody was a child at once, right?
Yeah.
You know, there was a kid, and some people never had a chance, right? Fuck, like. So, what was your childhood like, bro? Like, what do you?
Dude, it was.
Again, you don't have to.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I think it's kind of funny because I never thought that I would be the person that would be talking about, you know, my childhood and stuff like that,
right.
or the shit that I've gone through. But I think as I've gotten deeper into my sobriety and as I've gotten older and quote unquote wiser, I think it's super important to share the shit that you've been through. You know what I mean?
100%. I agree, bro.
For me personally, when I was growing up and I was going through everything that I was going through, I literally thought that I had the absolute worst luck in the world. Everyone else was fine, and all this bad shit was happening to me just because it was me.
Okay.
Like, I was not aware that there were other people that were going through the same shit that I was going through, and even worse, dude.
Right.
So, I think sharing is super important.
Of course, man.
Because you never know who you're gonna help, dude.
True.
But for me, growing up, it was pretty rough.
Shit.
I grew up in Long Beach.
Okay.
And just like anywhere else, you know, you got a good part, bad part of town, whatever.
Right.
Where I grew up wasn't that great.
Okay.
And on top of that, just, you know, the area not being great.
Right.
My mom and dad pretty much split up pretty much before I was born. My dad got remarried, got a house with his wife.
Okay.
My mom
Started doing his own thing, and
yeah, he pretty much left us with my grandma to raise me.
okay.
And my mom pretty much split from the very beginning. I remember her being kind of in and out as a kid, but she was hooked on drugs.
Okay.
And she was in and out until finally one day she finally just split for good. So
Oh, shit. Damn. So how old were you when that happened, bro? Like.
I think once she finally split and like my dad was doing his own thing and I was left with my grandma, I was probably like 8 or 9 years old, dude.
Holy shit, bro.
So
That's fuck.
And so it was just me and my 2 older brothers.
Okay.
So we pretty much were just left to fucking
Raise yourselves.
yeah, dude. We didn't have any type of rules, no structure. My 2 older brothers were some knuckleheads, to say the least. So
Yeah,
they were out running the streets.
What are they up to now? Are they?
Shockingly, everyone's doing good now.
Great.
But
Great.
at the time,
awesome,
they were
bro.
running the streets.
Good.
They were doing drugs. They were fucking around.
Isn't it crazy, bro? Do you ever think, like, you know, obviously our lives are different, but I remember fucking hanging out with the wrong crowd when I was, like, around 10, 12, you know? And, dude, it, like, your life can literally change in a split second, in a split moment. Like, you know, you could join this bad group of people, and I don't know, like, lives are so fragile, bro.
Absolutely.
Especially children's lives. You know, they're so they can be manipulated so easily, and you know, molded. And so I'm glad to hear that, you know, you and your brothers, you know, made it out. You know what I mean? And because, bro, that's to be honest, you never had a chance, dude.
No, dude. The cards were fucking stacked against us from the very beginning, dude.
That's
from the very
fucking
beginning.
insane, bro.
So, like, my dad's side of the family, I come from a traditional Filipino family.
Okay.
I have too many cousins and too many family members to even count, but the house we were living at the time had like 10 other people in there.
Oh, shit.
And like my dad has
like a 2-bedroom or something, like a
I think it was like a 3-2 or whatever.
Yeah.
What up, bro?
This is the owner right now, right here. Say what's up. Say what's up, Robbie. Say what's up to the camera. You're not even in the frame.
What's up, brother?
Hell yeah. What were you saying?
I forgot.
So yeah. So your brothers were.
All right, where were we at?
Yeah. So your brothers were.
Oh well, yeah. So my dad's side of the family.
Right. So you guys were in like a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom?
Yeah, it was it was a 3-2 or whatever. So my dad has 8. Was it 8? He has like 8 brothers.
Oh jeez.
And like 1 sister.
Oh, shit.
And every single one of them has kids.
Okay.
So that's.
It was a full house to say the least, bro.
Yeah, dude. So that's, you know.
Okay.
Having 8 brothers and sisters, you know, and every single one having kids, like that's how many like cousins I have or whatever. But
so damn, so you guys are also like, dude, as a child, you know, even with parents, you know, like, you know, like as a child, you know, the one thing you need is like attention, right? Like just love, right? And you not having your parents there, on top of like having all these cousins to fight for that attention or any like sort of like validation, right?
yeah.
Like, bro, like that must have been fucking hard, bro. Like just growing up, like not getting that, you know what I mean?
Dude, so it was like I said, like all my cousins or whatever, like they all had like their mom and their dad, and it was just me and
Your brothers.
and my brothers. We were the only ones out of the entire family that didn't have a mom or dad. So
Dude.
it's like,
So did you feel like that kind of pissed you off?
dude, I've
Like,
been
even
angry
subconsciously?
I've been angry since I was ever since I
me
could
too,
remember,
man.
dude. I've always been pissed off, dude.
Obviously, we're different, but I remember like fucking up my cousins and shit for no reason. Mm-hmm. You know, and I didn't understand until I was older. You know, but it's like I really should apologize to them. I haven't apologized to them. But like, dude, I used to do fucked up shit, bro. Like me and my brothers, bro. One time, so we were the only ones with the PlayStation, and like for like family get-togethers, we lived at my grandparents' house, so we would have family get-togethers, and like they would come over and they would obviously want to play, but we were dicks and we'd be like, oh no, but this time we were like, all right, we'll let you play, and we pretended like we were gonna let them play, and we would fucking lure them into the room and we fucking jumped them. Like shit like that, you know what I mean? Like that's what happens, bro, when you don't have a dad, or you know what I mean? Like you do fucked up shit like that, you know? You turn into a bully, bro, you know? Like that's what happens, man, and that's like, I don't know, dude, it's fucked up, you know, but yeah, but anyways, shit, that must have been fucking tough, bro, seeing that, you know, and just growing up in that, you know. But again, like, right, there's always some kid that has it worse.
Yeah. So that was pretty rough. So like I said, like my dad comes from a big traditional Filipino family, and my mom is white.
Okay.
So I'm talking like blonde hair, blue eyes, like born in Ohio.
Damn.
So, and the reason I mentioned that too, it's because that was kind of part of the childhood too. It was almost like me and my brothers were different from the beginning, and it was because of that. Like we weren't like the rest of the family, you know what I mean? Like we had a mom that was fucking white. She was on drugs. She wasn't in the picture. Like Like,
Right.
you guys are weird.
You guys are bastards, bro.
And yeah, you guys are straight up bastards.
Yeah.
And because of that, like, we kind of got labeled as different. Like, the way that, like, we were just made it even worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said, my
Sort of
older
like-
brother's running the streets, fucking in and out of jail.
Okay.
And then,
So your uncles and aunts are like, stay away from you guys.
yeah, like, you fools got issues.
Yeah. Jeez. Fuck, man. That's rough, bro. So I remember you telling me there's a few ways that you were trying to escape that reality, and a lot of it was like from skating, right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So, just because my home life was just completely upside down, the last thing I wanted to do was be at home. Like, I fucking hated being at home.
Right.
I would rather do anything but be at home. So, I think it was probably like 8 or 9 is when I picked up a skateboard.
Okay.
And I started skating. And pretty much from the very beginning, I was hooked, dude. So,
Nice.
I started skating, started getting good. It was a way to keep me
Now,
out of the house.
I'm sorry. Did like one of your homies let you borrow a board, or did you like come up on someone?
It was my older brother, actually.
Oh, shit, okay.
Who got me into skateboarding.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So, it was a way to keep me. It was pretty much just an escape, dude. Nice. I didn't have to be home. I was able to just kind of block everything out, block all the shit that I was going through just completely out, and I could just focus on skateboarding and just kind of expressing myself artistically, because I didn't have any other type of outlet at all.
Okay.
So,
like you were getting into fights and shit, and like fucking
yeah.
getting in trouble.
Yeah, just regular stuff, regular shit that teenage kids get into.
Right.
So, but of course, because I started skateboarding, once you kind of get like into that world, you know what I mean?
Okay.
It's kind of like, being a skateboarder is not like your regular sport.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not a basketball player, you're not a football player.
Right.
The more
straight
known
edge,
to be a little rough around the edges, you know what I mean? Whether
the whole culture, right?
Whether and there's different types. Like, you can be a skateboarder, you can be a hip hop head, or you can be a punker, you can be a greaser, whatever.
Right,
so
right.
either way, you're going against the grain.
Right.
So with that, it brought on, smoking blunts and drinking 40s with the homies when you're at the skate park at 13 years old.
Right.
So I think the combination of the shitty home life and then, just that skateboarding culture and being out with the homies. And I'm not completely blaming it on that. I think it's just, you don't have any structure at home, and you're a 13-year-old kid, like, you're bound to do some shit you're not supposed to do.
Right.
So,
I agree, dude.
I guess that's kind of like where
I mean,
it all
even
started.
even kids with good structure at home, like, do shit that they're not supposed to do, get into stupid shit all the time. So it's like, it's almost a surprise that you didn't even. It's not even almost. I'm completely surprised you're not dead or in jail. It's hard to say, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But but I'm really happy that there's a happy ending to this. But yeah, man, that must have been rough, dude. Fucking. So drinking 40s at 13, huh? Holy shit.
Drinking 40s, smoking blunts.
There you go.
I think I dropped mushrooms for the first time when I was 13.
Damn.
And then everything from
How
there.
was that?
From what I remember, it wasn't too bad. I had done it with I can't even remember, some older homies that used to skate. I think one of my buddies had just gotten out of the army. Now that I think about it, these dudes were like way older than me, because like I said, he had just gotten out of the army. So
What the fuck? And you're like 13, so
Yeah.
like, what, 5? Wait, gotten out of the army, so he was like
he had to at
23?
least be like
21,
19 or
23?
20, whatever.
23?
Way older.
Yeah.
10 years older than me.
Crazy, bro. Shit, bro.
But yeah, that's pretty much where it all started. So
Shit. Now, what was the? You said you were fighting off addiction. What drug in particular was it, or were they?
So it's kind of crazy. I guess there's different types of addiction, right?
Okay.
There's if you're an alcoholic, like, and you're waking up to a fucking bottle of Jack Daniels by your bedside, and like you're hiding your bottles, and all you can do is think about is drinking. Like, that's one type.
Right.
That wasn't the type that I was.
Okay.
I would.
It was more so like the addiction to the social aspect.
It was exactly. So it was more a social thing, and it's just something that like got out of control, and then eventually started leading to drinking when there wasn't a party or anyone else around.
Okay.
And I think that's like when the trauma started coming out, and I was drinking just to try to numb the pain.
Right.
But as far as like drugs, like it was coke for sure. I was doing pills. Before like the end of my run, like in between, like I'd say like 16 to, I don't know, 21 or 22. It was just the typical, just popping pain pills, acid, mushrooms, ecstasy.
Shit.
A lot of opioids, did a lot of Oxycontin.
Damn.
Pretty much everything that didn't involve needles, dude.
Okay.
Yeah,
Damn.
it was pretty much
still
everything.
pretty gnarly. Opiates are fucking crazy. I've done oxys.
Yeah.
I've done oxy once, dude. One of the fucking craziest. I mean, and I did it drinking once.
Yeah.
Dude, and that shit, I remember feeling super good. And then get home, I'm fucking throwing up. I'm like dry heaving, like I'm trying to throw up everything, like and I just can't stop throwing up, bro.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that, right? You're not supposed to drink on fucking opiates, like. Yeah.
And I mean, I was doing that. I was doing oxy when I was a teenager, and it wasn't anything like. It was kind of a trip. Like, I remember, it got to a certain point. Like after a while, like I'd always hear about people like being drug addicts and stuff like that, and I always tell myself like, dude, I'm not a drug addict. Like I just do drugs.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm not addicted to them. I do them, but I'm not addicted to them. And then I think like, and it's kind of funny because I used to tell myself that all the time. And I remember one time like I was pretty fucked up, and it was like happening over and over and over and over again. And like that saying came back like, oh, I'm not a drug addict, I just do drugs. It's like, no, I can't. Like I can't even lie to myself about that anymore, dude.
Wow.
So.
Man, well, I'm glad you fucking gained awareness to start, bettering yourself. Holy shit.
Yeah, I think when you're racking up 80 milligram Oxycontin just fucking on a Tuesday night for no reason, it's like, all right, dude.
Yeah.
But even when that shit was happening, like I was still like 21, 22. Like I didn't get sober until I was 33. So I kept running and gunning for another fucking 10, 12 years after that. So.
Damn. So we got sober around the same age then. Holy shit. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. I was drinking a lot, but it wasn't like it wasn't like I was like, it wasn't like I was a fucking alcoholic.
Yeah.
I was an alcoholic in the sense that like, in the social aspect, like in the certain environments that it would put me in, you know what I mean? Like every time I would go out, I have to have a drink. Like, why do you have to do that? Like, and next thing you know, like I was coming home, crashing in my car. Like my son had just been born, and my whole excuse was, because there's a bar next door, right, from the shop, and I was going there after every day's work, and I would go in there, leave fucked up, come home. And fucking, I'd be crashing in the garage and shit, like, just, yeah, like, I remember, like, this fucking big-ass shelf, like, just, like, fucking, like, in the garage, just, like, came onto the truck. But anyways, like, shit like that, bro, you make these excuses, oh, I'm working hard, I deserve a beer, like, you know what I mean? But then it's like, then it gets out of hand, then where do you draw the fucking line until something really bad happens, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, luckily... I didn't hurt anybody physically,
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely did get a fucking giant wake-up call. Cause I was fucked up, bro. My wife had just gone through this gnarly pregnancy. Fucking, for those of you and I'm over here getting fucked up while she's taking care of the baby. She's got a whole C-section she's dealing with, you know, and like that wasn't fair, you know.
Yeah.
Honestly, and it all came down to awareness, bro. I wasn't aware of the fucking stupid shit that I was doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like sometimes it takes like a really bad thing for you to realize it, you know. And,
yeah, 100%, dude.
yeah. And bless my wife, you know, she's fucking awesome. She's dealt with so much bullshit.
Yeah, it's the same thing with my chick, dude.
Yeah.
Like, she should have left my ass a long time ago, dude. Like, if I'm being fucking real, like if the roles were reversed, I would have fucking pieced the fuck out a long time ago. Like, you're a fucking idiot, dude.
Yeah.
You can figure it out on your own, but I'm out.
But women are tough, bro.
But she fucking stuck by my side the entire time, dude. And I honestly don't know how or why she did it or has done it for so long. But
you want to give a shout out to her real quick?
shout out Chelsea. Love you, babe.
There we go.
She's really had my back the entire time. And you know, when I was at my lowest of lows, like when I fucking, and even still to this day, like when I, you know, am unsure about myself, she's like always that person that, you know, is there to reassure me, like, you know, you're fucking, stop thinking the way you're thinking, dude. Like, you mean a lot more than you think.
That's awesome.
Like,
bro.
you're worth it. So.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, bro. That's great.
So whenever you come across like a girl that really has your back like that, I think it's a rare thing, especially in today's world.
For sure.
So if you ever come across that person that has your back like that, you need to fucking hold on to that person.
Yeah. But again, it comes down to that awareness, right?
Yeah.
Comes down to that awareness, you know?
And the thing about it, dude, is like when I was in the thick of everything, when I was drinking and partying, like now that I look back at it, like would I take anything back? No, because all of the lessons that I've learned that have gotten me here today, I would not change a single fucking thing, even though I was going through a lot of pain.
Right.
And I was just blaming the world, dude. And I kind of carry that, kind of get off topic here, but as like the, you know, the addiction and the drinking and the partying and shit, like progressed into childhood, one thing that I always did was like, I pretty much labeled myself a victim of circumstance. Okay. And I blamed my childhood and how I grew up and my parents or my mom or my dad or my brothers or my family.
Right. People
like,
that...
This is all your fucking fault that I'm this way. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, and I used that excuse for like the longest time.
Right.
Looking back, like I blamed a lot of it just pretty much on my childhood, dude. You know, my mom, my dad, my family... my brothers, everyone, like it was everyone else's fault. I just wasn't taking any type of accountability at all. Right. So, yeah, I pretty much blame, you know, the drinking and the addiction. You know, I chalked it up as, you know, just being a victim of circumstance when you can only use that fucking excuse for so long, dude.
Yeah,
like,
right.
You know
Because,
what I
like,
mean?
dude, what good does it do you, you know?
It didn't do anything but cause me more pain, dude.
Right, you know, because then, you know, it causing you more pain, and then you're trying to relieve that pain with some shit you're not supposed to relieve it with, and then it's just making it,
it makes it 10 times worse, dude.
And
it makes it 10 times worse.
You're digging the hole deeper, bro.
You get more lost, and you get deeper in that hole, and you get more depressed, and you get more sad. Right. And, I mean, for the longest time, I always asked myself, it's like, why the fuck is this happening to me, dude? Like, like, is this life? Like, is this happening to anyone else? Because I don't want no part of this shit. Like, I'm over it, dude. But it finally gets to a point where you really have to start taking accountability. And, you know, if you had a messed up childhood or a messed up past or whatever, you can only use that excuse for so long. Right. Until you, like, really start to understand that, you know, now it's to a point where you're doing this to yourself. Like, you have to have some accountability. And
now, would you say a lot? Part of it would be like sort of like forgiveness. You know, forgiving your parents, forgiving your mom, forgiving your dad for like, you know, basically abandoning you, right? Like,
I don't think. I don't think any of that happened probably up until, I would say, maybe after the first year I got sober. Because for the first year I had just had, and I had gotten sober at a really fucking interesting time too, because it was right at the beginning of COVID, dude. So it was right at the beginning of lockdown. There's like a global pandemic going on.
Holy
like
shit.
I'm coming down off of everything. I'm not drinking anymore. So it was like I had all these emotions and, you know, all this shit hitting me at once.
You're
and
stuck
I'm,
inside.
you know, yeah, you know what I mean? Like the fucking world's about to end and I'm over here just getting sober.
Getting sober.
You know what I mean? Just trying to, so it took a little, I'm not sure how it is for anyone else, but it took me a little while to kind of, I don't know, get back, you know, quote unquote, to feel normal. So I would say like for the first year, I was just trying to get back to an even keel. And then after that is when I really started to kind of dive a little bit deeper and try and understand some shit.
Trying to find yourself.
Yeah, and just, you know, back to your question, just kind of, you know, reflecting and going back to my past, and, you know, my parents and shit like that. And all, you know, to this day, do I forgive them? Yeah, you know what I mean? It is what it is. I used to dwell on that shit a lot, but now I don't, because there's literally nothing I can do about it.
Right.
I don't.
There's no point in
The only thing that I can look back and use it in a positive way is, you know, to move forward.
Right.
And to just kind of take those things as a lesson. And I don't know, man. It's just I just want to be a good person, dude. Looking back and
You are a good person.
at all the shit that I did when, you know, when I was out drinking, you know, just fighting and just being a shitty, unreliable person, dude. It's like that's something that I would never want to go back to. I never want to be a person that another person can question, like, my character. You know what I mean? Like, I want to, you know, when people talk about me, like, oh, Jeromi, you know, that dude's he's a pretty solid dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
You're a solid dude, bro.
I guess that's where I'm at now. You know what I mean? Just kind of, you know, summing up everything and just being a good person, being a good dad. And then another thing too, I forgot to talk about, bro, was so after when I got sober in March, fast forward like 6 months or whatever, that's when I decided that I wanted to start training again.
Nice.
So that's when I found Classic and I started doing Muay Thai again.
Okay.
So I was doing that for a little while, and then at the time they were running. I would always go to the blah, fucking big
block?
stutter. I would always go to the 7 o'clock class.
Oh, okay.
And so the jiu-jitsu class would happen at 6 and would end at 7. And at the time it was Sid and Miles.
Right.
That were teaching the class, and Miles would always ask me, he's like, hey dude, like, when are you gonna come, you know, train jiu-jitsu? I was like, jiu-jitsu? Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not gonna train jiu-jitsu, dude. No way. Like, I'm gonna get smashed. He's like, oh dude, you'll be fine. And I think he asked me like maybe like 3 or 4 times until I finally broke down. I'm like, all right, dude, like, I'll come try a class.
Okay.
And so I tried a class, and it was like, obviously I got wrecked. And did a couple more classes, and I was like, oh, you know what? I think I kind of like this dude. So, and then from there it was pretty much a wrap. From there, that's how I started training jiu-jitsu, was because I started Muay Thai.
Fuck
so, shout out Miles.
Shout out Miles, dude. Let's go.
Shout out Coach Sid.
CSD, Community Self-Defense.
Yes,
Check
sir.
them out if you're in the HB area, Huntington Beach. Yeah, they got a sick program over there. That's actually where I started my jiu-jitsu. Well, I started my jiu-jitsu journey at Classic, but under Sid Scrub. Yeah, and that's where he's at.
I still have your name saved under my phone. It's Wade and then Classic in
Oh,
parentheses.
really? There we go. Nice. There we go. Sick. Yeah, bro. Classic's dope, bro. I love
Yeah, hell
Classic.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was the part that I forgot to say.
Yeah. That's dope, man. Well, that's sick.
Oh yeah, wait. So with, you know, starting Muay Thai at Classic and then doing jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. Back to the sobriety thing, like, doing Muay Thai and doing Jiu-Jitsu was one thing that I did not had any intention of it being like a tool to help me stay on the right track.
Okay.
I thought I was just going back to train and stuff like that.
Right.
But I ended up. I honestly don't know if I could have stayed sober if it wasn't for training.
Shit.
For me personally, it just was an outlet to keep me on. And I'm not even talking about like the martial art aspect on the mats.
Mm-hmm.
But more so what it taught me, being off the mats.
Okay.
So that's something that's really stuck with me, and just to be a good person and stuff like that. So it definitely helped me out with my sobriety. If I wasn't training or doing Muay Thai or Jiu-Jitsu, like when I had first gotten sober, I'm not entirely sure that I could have done it. I don't know, who knows, but
shit.
It's definitely a big tool that I had.
Fuck yeah.
To stay on the right path. So super stuck on that.
Because for one, like not only from the for one, like you gotta take time to be in that class, right? So you get time away from like doing all that bullshit, right? So it like kind of keeps you in check by keeping you in the right environment, right, and around the right people for at least an hour and a half, an hour a day, right? But on top of that, what I noticed, bro, is like whenever I would get fucked up and come back into training, you feel that shit, dude.
Oh, 100%.
You feel it, and you feel like garbage, and you feel like you're not at your 100, you're getting beat up, and you're like, fuck, like, maybe I should stop drinking. So yeah, I think there's that aspect too, aside from all the like the disciplinary and just I don't know, all the characteristics that you get from fucking martial arts.
Yeah, it's definitely taught me to be more humble.
It's awesome, bro. Great. It's fucking sick.
Because you're not as tough as you think you are.
That's true, man. Dude, that's I think that's lesson number 1, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Lesson number 1, dude. You fucking get in there. Well, I remember my first martial art was actually wrestling, bro. Wrestling growing up. And that was a fucking wake-up call. And it wasn't necessarily like the training. Like, I thought the training was pretty cool. It was hard, very gritty, very explosive. A lot of, it was fucking hard, bro. Wrestling's hard. It's a hard sport. But what really got my head out of my ass was my first match, bro. Like, you do not know how much, like, conditioning that you need in order to, like, fight or, like, be in any martial art, right? Like, there's, like, even just thinking gets you tired, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
and wrestling, like, I did not grow up wrestling, but wrestling is fucking brutal, dude.
Dude, it's
a brutal sport.
It can be, for sure. Yeah.
And when I say brutal, I mean like the physical requirements in order to be a wrestler, 100%. Dude. Like,
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say I have the physical attributes anymore, but but yeah, dude, it is a brutal sport. Shout out to Mike Sills, I love you. He's like so that was like a little story about Mike Seals, bro. He was my wrestling coach in high school, bro, and I can pretty much say like he was like my dad, bro. Like, yeah. And dude, if it wasn't for him, I don't know where the fuck I would be. Like, he really showed me, and it wasn't anything that he really like said. It was just like the work that he put me through, Yeah. Like, just really showed me who I was and what I could be. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's all just through hard work. When things get tough, you just gotta get tougher, man. Right? And just gotta, face the reality. Like he would always say, don't run away from the work, run towards it.
There you go.
He would always say that. And that shit stuck with me, bro, even after high school,
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I gotta go see him. I haven't seen him in a while. I gotta go see him, say what's up to the old man.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, he was like a pops to me, bro. Like, yeah, dude. Yeah, I don't know where the fuck I would be if I never stepped into that wrestling room, dude. I remember going in there, like, with one of my buddies walking in there with fucking shoes on, bro. You're not supposed to wear shoes on the mats, dude. And I remember he fucking yelled at me for it.
Wait, you wore them?
Huh?
You were wearing shoes on the mats?
Yeah, because I had to walk in and talk to the coach to try to join the team, you know?
Yeah.
And I remember he was sitting on this bucket, and he was just like, with this stern face, you know, and I was like scared shitless, because I was like, you know, this scrawny fucking 13-year-old, just 14-year-old, like,
yeah,
you know, never done any sport. Well, the main reason why I joined wrestling was because I fucking sucked at everything else, to be honest. Like, I couldn't catch, I couldn't fucking throw, you know, like, I was ass at everything, bro. Like, I was always the last kid to be picked on the fucking team. So, yeah, wrestling really showed me that, you know, you can really be great, like, you know, because it's a individual sport, you know. You don't rely on anybody. I mean, it is a team sport in the fact that, you know,
you're on the wrestling team,
duels or whatever, you know, you got your duels or whatever, so, you know, they rely on you for points as a team, but yeah, bottom line, it's an individual sport. It's you and the guy in front of you, you know, and that shit really fucking brought a lot out of me. But, yeah, so I'm glad to have gone through that too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just sports in general. It's crazy what they can show you, you know.
Cool.
Now, I know you started this brand called Everyday. You know, I love your shit, by the way, bro. It's
hell yeah,
sick.
dude.
Like, not only like the designs, but like you guys should check it out. Everyday, you know, what Everyday Manufacturing.
Everyday Manufacturing Company. Yeah.
It's a fucking badass. What would you say your brand is based around?
So I think the whole ethos behind the brand, you know what I mean? I guess it has to. I guess I have to tell you where it starts. So it all starts from skateboarding for me.
Fuck yeah.
You know, when I was 8 or 9 when I picked up that skateboard, and I was pretty much hooked from the beginning.
Okay.
Is where it all started. And then when you're growing up and, you know, you start getting your favorite skater, you start looking up to, you know, these brands. Like, for me, it was like Chocolate or Girl or ES, and you have all these brands. You're like, oh, dude, like, my favorite skater is, like, riding for this brand. Like, I want to have a skate brand one day, or I want to have a clothing brand one day.
Right.
So, you know, growing up, starting out in skateboarding, and then transitioning into other things as I've gotten older. You know, when I got older, doing things outside of skateboarding, like I started lifting weights, started doing Muay Thai, started doing jiu-jitsu, started surfing, and it's just all these things that, you know, it's things that you as a person love to do, and so you're spending all this time day in and day out, like trying to perfect this craft, whatever it may be, you know what I mean? So everyone has something they're into, whether if it's skateboarding, surfing, music.
And if they don't, you should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tattooing, barbering, anything, you know what I mean? Like, if you have something that you're into and you love, you're going to, you know.
Any sort of art form, right?
Yeah, anything. Yeah. So you're going to spend all this time, you know, day in and day out trying to perfect your craft and, you know, having like this delayed gratification, but you're just trying to do it to, you know, perfect your craft or whatever. So I had wanted to start a brand that kind of symbolized that. And after coming up with like 50 different names, I can't even remember them off the top of my head now, but I had come up with like maybe 20 different names I had for sure landed on, probably thought about 50. And I wanted something that could translate well across not just one, you know, just skateboarding or just surfing or anything like that. I wanted something that everyone could relate to, you know what I mean, and kind of hone in on that dedication to craft and have something that symbolizes that. So I decided to name it Everyday.
Yeah, it's a fucking badass name, dude. I like
it's as simple as that, you know what I mean?
I love what it stands for.
You're sitting in that chair every day, tattooing people, trying to, you know, perfect your craft and dedicating yourself to it. So after I came up with the name, it was pretty much a no-brainer.
Bro.
I personally thought that it fit well.
It does, man.
And that it could resonate with other people in all avenues, you know what I mean? I didn't want it to just be singular, so
fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked on it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you haven't checked it out yet, Everyday brand, badass. Badass shit, bro. I love it. Fuck yeah. And that's what it really comes down to. Like, I think I think the one thing that makes us all human is the fact that we, for one, we have to express ourselves, right?
Absolutely.
And I think, you know, if like, I think a very easy way to get depressed, you know, or like, you know, kind of sort of like stagnant in life is if, you know, you can't be living your life just to work, you know, just to work. I mean, it depends. Like, unless you're me and, you know, love what you do and like you're tattooing, because I could do this every fucking day, you know, all day. But like, you know, say if you're like, for those of you out there that are doing a job and you feel like it's unfulfilling, try picking something up, you know, try picking up like a hobby or something, because someone has to do that job.
Everyone has something that they're into, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it could be fucking crocheting for all I care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, humans were meant to create or express ourselves, you know, in one way or the other. So I think what, you know, kind of circling back to what you're trying to say is, you know, just really focus or at least try and dedicate yourself to expressing yourself or doing something that you love, dude.
Yeah. Hopefully one day I'll get myself to try Muay Thai. That's actually one thing. I'm like in a slump with my jiu-jitsu journey right now. I feel like I'm kind of like a little stagnant, but that's normal, right? The purple belt fucking slump.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know, you start getting the self-doubt and like all that shit starts getting, I mean, not like self-doubt, but like I just feel like I'm plateauing a little bit, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
And I feel like now's a good time to like, you know, branch out into something new, you know, try something else, you know,
And the crazy part about it too is like, we started jiu-jitsu at the same time.
Okay.
Like you had your wrestling background, like you had no jiu-jitsu background, I had no jiu-jitsu background, and we started like maybe, like I was probably training for maybe like a month or something like that with your first class, and like we pretty much got our blue belt together, and I stopped, I think like literally like right after I got promoted. I don't think I rolled after that. Like it was like get your blue belt and then fucking dip.
Yeah.
But it wasn't intentional. Like I've always heard that story. Like people, you know.
Oh, dude,
you get your blue belt and dip. I'm like, who the fuck would do that? And then it was me.
Dude, I did that shit too, bro. I did that shit too. It's common, bro. People, you know, bounce after they get their blue belt. It's normal. But for me, it was more so like I had my kid and I was using that as an excuse to. Like,
yeah. Well, for me, it was because I started a new job and like the schedule was like.
Fucked up.
The schedule was so hectic that like I literally could not find time to train at all. Like because I would stay late every day and like I quit for 2 years. Shit. And I was like, dude, like,
is this the same job that you're at right now?
Yeah, it's the same job that I'm at now. So I think after a while I just, you know, it kind of slowed down a little bit, and I'd finally just had enough. I'm like, dude, I can't go out like that. Like, get your blue belt and then dip.
Bro, come
so
on.
like I decided that like I wanted to start training again, and so that's when I found Triumfo.
Nice.
And
shout out Triumfo.
Yeah,
shout out Felipe.
Hey. So I found out that they had a 6 a.m. class, which is pretty much the only time that I could train because of, you know, my work schedule or whatever. So as soon as I found out, you know, they had a schedule that kind of fit my needs, that's when I got back into jiu-jitsu. So I kind of forgot the whole point of what I was saying, but I think it was like don't give up on the things you love. That's what it was.
Yeah, for all you blue belts out there right now, fucking, you know, keep at it. Go back to school, bro. Yeah. You know, what are you doing?
Don't give up on the things you love, dude.
Yep.
You have to express yourself creatively as a human,
right?
In whatever avenue that may be.
I mean, the one thing that I always realize too is that like jiu-jitsu it's like the one love that will always be there, you know? Wrestling, jiu-jitsu, anything. That's why these things that, you know, these art forms are so important because they're always there for you no matter what. Like I remember like what got me into tattooing, you know, like I fucking sucked at sports. I sucked at football, baseball, you name it, basketball, fucking sucked at everything.
Yeah.
So like I was a kid that would just stay inside and just draw all fucking day, you know, to the point where my mom would get pissed, you know, it'd be like, what the fuck you doing inside all fucking day drawing, you know? But anyways, but yeah, that was my love, bro. That was drawing. Our art form was that art form was there for me, you know, like when I was, you know, alone and kind of felt like I was a nobody, you know, because I couldn't fucking, you know, and it wasn't necessarily that I couldn't. what I realized now is I just lacked confidence, bro.
Yeah.
It wasn't that I sucked, because everybody sucks at one point, right?
Yeah, for
it's just
sure.
I just lacked the confidence, you know? Just like when the ball would come, I would be like, oh, fuck, it's coming, you know? Just fucking relax and catch that shit, you know? Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, but yeah, but anyways, we went off on a little tangent there. Yeah, it's crazy how, you know, these art forms can just like really bring out like, you know, the best in you, you know. Yeah, hopefully I'll try Muay Thai. I've done a couple of Muay Thai classes. I've taken a couple classes at CSD.
Yeah.
When I used to train over there. Man, it's just so hard trying to learn two things at once. You know what I mean?
It is, dude.
Into,
it really is.
Doing jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai. So I got to pick one or the other, man. Dude, and I remember like going from like a grappling art form to like a striking, standing up straight up, and you know what I mean? Dude, and like your stance, dude, the hardest thing for me was more so like the footwork.
Yeah.
The footwork was just like, oh fuck, like I felt like I had two left feet, man. You know, like I was like, fuck, like it's hard trying to get your footwork down at the same time trying to keep your feet under you while you're getting punched in the head, you know? Like,
yeah.
It's like, oh man, like fuck, like yeah, it's shitty. Yeah. But there's only one answer to it, right? Just gotta keep fucking going.
Keep fucking training, dude.
Keep training every day.
Every day.
Every day, baby. All right, bro. So, before I end this, like, I like to ask people if they had one word of advice to give to anybody, what would it be? You could think about it if you want.
If I had one word of advice to give to anyone, what would it be?
Yeah.
If I had to give anyone any advice, like if it were to be like my younger self,
Okay.
or anyone else, I think it would be to be kind to yourself.
Okay.
As an adult, looking back now, I was really hard on myself my entire life. And I think if I would have just shown myself a little bit of grace,
A little more love.
a little more, especially love, that I maybe could have avoided a lot of things in life that were hard. That when it really came down to it, I brought it on myself because, you know, I was angry with myself and I wasn't kind enough to myself.
Okay. Blaming yourself for a lot.
For everything.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much
That's great,
a
bro.
cheesy ass answer, but that's
No, man.
that's all I can think of. That's all I can think of from the
That's a
top.
great answer that someone out there needs to hear. And I will add on to that, going into like psychology and stuff, your subconscious does not know whether what's coming out of your mouth is a joke or not. So whenever you come around and say, oh, I'm a fucking idiot, or say like, oh, I'm such a dumbass, do not say those things. Be aware of that because your subconscious does not know. You know, does not know the difference between a joke or reality. So when you say things like that, it starts to manifest in your mind, and it'll start projecting into the outer world. So be aware of what you say to yourself, and be kind. Say nice things to yourself. Look in the fucking mirror every morning and be like, you're a fucking badass, because you are.
Absolutely.
Right, bro? All right, man. Thank you so much for doing this, dude. Appreciate you, dog.
Thank you, Wade. I appreciate you, brother.
I hope you guys enjoying this. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys.